What's up? Peace in the morning. It's Funky Friday, baby. Let's go to work. We got a whole lot of F's this morning for you. We got family, we got finances, and we got you. On Funky Friday, we got Del Funk coming up in the studio. We got Diva DiVoice, and we got the Mooney Twins. That's right, the Mooney Twins. Daryl and DWayne. We got the money, the wealth portal. That's right, the wealth portal. We're in the DMV this weekend doing a financial empowerment, economic empowerment summit all weekend long. We got the family day, and also we're kicking off the Summer Youth Leadership Academy and Summer Basketball League right in Annapolis, Maryland. So it's hot this weekend. The family day is going to be pumping and jumping. It's going to be live, y'all. So look, tune in. Make sure you bring your friends. Because we're talking about faith, family, and finance. Come on, Queen. Blow by. Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're excited about today because we have an opportunity to talk to you about something that's going to change your life, your grandchildren's lives, your grandchildren's children's lives, and your legacy beyond that. Because we're here based on people putting something inside of us, in our family. And so in order for us to be able to continue that legacy, to build on that succession, we've got to make sure we set a foundation for ourselves first, then create that legacy of wealth for our children. Not just through finances and giving them things, but by putting the information in their minds themselves so they can go do the work that's necessary to maintain the resources that you're going to put in their hands. Come on, y'all. It's time to blow by. Let's go. Funky Friday, baby. Come on. Hey, so we're going to take this break. When we come back, we're going to hear from none other than award-winning writer, composer, and rapper, investor, our good brother, Daryl DWayne Mooney, also known as Del Funk, live right here on the Peace in the Morning Show. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Love that piano. I can't even get out to the commercial for that jump. But I'm gonna let it roll. Here we go. Peace. We'll be right back. Peace in the Morning Show. Funky Friday, baby. All right. Hey, well, like I told you, it's time to bring on the brother himself. This brother has played and performed with, written for some of the greatest artists of all time, right? I'm going to just drop one down, and then you take it from there. But if you look him up and you listen to him on YouTube, Spotify, any of your major platforms, you will find none other than our brother from Annapolis, Maryland, all the way from Los Angeles, California, on the hip side, our good brother, Del Funk. What's up? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother Darius? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm all excited, all pumped up and ready to go.
How's the sound quality? Is it good?
I see somewhere along the line we got a little echo in the midst. I'm not sure where it came from.
Right.
But guess what?
Okay.
We live.
We're gonna rock with it. Okay. Let's go.
Let's
go.
Work it out. So Del, man, welcome back to the Peace in the Morning show, brother. How you been, cuz?
I'm feeling blessed, man. I woke up this morning. It's a great day. You know, any day you wake up in the morning, it's a great day, and another chance to get it right if it don't seem right, you know?
You know, the thing I'm excited about, Del, is that, like you said, we got another day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you have another day, you got another day in your faith, because God brought you back one more time.
Yes, sir.
You got another day with your family, because you got another opportunity to reach out, love, share, build with your family. And as we talked about before the show, another day, another dollar.
Absolutely.
As soon as you get off here, you jump right on the stock market, am I right?
But no, actually, I'm on the stock market as we speak, but it opens up in about 15 minutes. So I mean, but I got my, I'm focused, I'm locked in. You know what I mean? I'm multitasking, just trying to see some of the positions that I got. You know what I mean? If they jump up, you know, some of them jump up soon as the market open, and you got to be ready to sell them. You know what I mean? Or you know, you have to place your stops or whatever. But yeah. So, but more importantly, I'm here with you this morning, and I think that's the most important thing. It's good to see you. Good to see you doing your thing. You know, with the Peace in the Morning show, you've been positive throughout my life. You know, I influence a brother who's always been on the right path and doing what he can do as far as the community is concerned. And now here with your platform. So I'm blessed to be here, man.
No doubt, man. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge, you know, the time that you hosted me and my people out there live. You know, we was live from one of the greatest record platforms in the country. You know, which was so super powerful, man. And I appreciate that, you know, being able to be out there in your new neck of the woods. You've been out in LA now for how long?
Almost, I would say almost 30 years.
Good God Almighty.
Yeah, almost 30 years. So
coast to coast, man. Well, thank you for your support, and definitely, man. You know, we have been able to inspire each other, brother. I've definitely learned a great deal from you. And,
yes, sir.
You know, really excited about the work that you continue to do, and what we're gonna be doing this weekend. You know, so like I said, we're talking about faith. We're talking about finances. We're talking about family. We got the Mooney Twins that will be joining us soon. That's Paul Mooney's son.
Yes, sir.
You know, they're gonna be on, and then we got the Diva DiVoice, the host of Family Day, LOC, constant voice, the voice with the most. You know, the Queen, she's gonna be with us. So, and shout out, I want to acknowledge all the people that's tuning in right now. You know, those faithful Peace in the Morning show folks. That's Priscilla Monroe. I know you hear the echo. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna mute each other. We're gonna make it, because whatever it is, you know, it's live, and because we're working it. We got to fix that. So we're going to fix that and get that together and make sure that that's tight. So thank you for letting us know that. Latasha Jones, what's up, Queen? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at Family Day. Already locked in. We got Eartha Harris, and you see in the chat, she gave you the full rundown of what's going to happen this weekend with the Wealth Portal Tour, the DMV Economic Empowerment Movement. That's right. We're not just talking about 1 or 2 days. It's a product out there, a company that's moving, called Novatech. That's really, Del, I want to bring you in on that as well, because it's doing a lot of good things. And as the market is moving, everything else is going down. Like you said, hey, look, we're going to be going up. And so we're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about family and finances. Faith, family, and finances. Good morning, Val Jenkins. Peace and love, Queen. Definitely want to send you our condolences, and our hearts and prayers have been with you as you loss of your mother. Talking about family. Talking about the faith that you had in terms of enduring all the things that you'd endured, and all the people you still help, you know, and still promote in the midst of your struggle. So thank you for joining us and being here, right here with us. So Del, you know, let's get right into Family Day so people can get the detail on that. This is I believe, the 6th annual Family Day. So talk about, you know, what Family Day, the Annapolis LOC, you know, what that means to you coming back, you know, to be able to perform in your hometown in front of thousands of people that'll be out there tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m. at Bates, 935 Spa Road is the address. Bates Middle School, if you need a point of reference for location. It's going to go from 10 o'clock, 9 in the morning, all kinds of children's activities until 7 p.m. at night, all day long, one stage, a bunch of children's activities, plenty of food, bean pies, natural foods, all kinds of vendors, creative opportunities, things for children to do, things for families. It's just going to be, I mean, a beautiful day. And we are so grateful to have our brother, come on and coming back to perform. So, Del, tell us about what Family Day means for you to be able to come back home and perform.
Well, for me, most importantly, that Bates area where it's going to be held, that I remember as a child, and I know you probably remember too, Darius. Remember when you used to go from what was it, Silapana Road, and you would walk, and you would have to go through the woods, and then we walked across that pipe. Remember that pipe?
You talking about the pipes?
Yeah, yes, sir. And so, for me, like I said, community is everything. Things are definitely not like it used to be when we grew up. But I think most importantly, I give a shout out to the brother Troy Stansbury and the LOC and all of the people who have been volunteering and donating their time to making this happen each and every year, so that the children who do come have a sense of community, understand what it means, understand that somebody does care, and you are no bigger than the community that you come from, no matter what you do in life. So I think that's always important. And just like I said, once again, certain things that they've never done, I understand sometimes they usually have the horseback riding, the various games, the various food, the performers and things like that. So I'm blessed and honored to be able to be a part of this. And like I said, I appreciate the attention, the invitation, as well as just humbled to be, like I said, once again, a part of it. So.
Yeah, well, Del, the joy and the beauty of it, just talk about, family for a moment, man. It's being held in the historic community of Spa Road. Spa Road is historic for so many reasons. First of all, we got our own whistle. In addition to having our own whistle, there've been a number of people that have come out of Spa Road that have really contributed to society in general. The former president of Bowie State University, Mr. Wiseman, lived on Spa Road. You had, the Johnson family, my family. My grandfather was a civil rights activist. My mother's an international artist, educator, performer, just, done a huge amount to society. And then from a sports perspective, Annapolis has got, Spa Road got some of the greatest athletes, historians. You got Janice Hayes Williams that's come out of Spa Road. The list could go on in terms of, just the contributions of the community, let alone the fact that Bates itself, Bates High School, which was the only black high school in Anne Arundel County, which was, basically the land came from Mr. Bates, who sold it, Wiley H. Bates, a brother who had 100 properties back in the early 1900s. So you're talking about just a great deal of contributions. So that community is the host, of this event. But in addition to that, those families, you talk about the Day families, those queens and that came out of the mother, the educator, the father was a pillar in the community. The son was one of the greatest, basketball players in the city of Annapolis. The daughters have gone on to do great things, write books, lead, in their community and civic, engagements. So you're talking about a lot of people that are family oriented. And, I am who I am without any question, no hesitation, because of my peers, like you said, brother Troy Stansbury, we were classmates sitting right next to each other, graduating, thank God. And, we've been able to continue to work together and build, on our lives, our family lives, but also in the community. When you talk about, families, look at your own family and how, your family helped you, and gave you the lessons at home that really helped you and gave you that foundation to go anywhere in the world and know how to treat people. Because to me, that's one of the greatest things that family can value and bring to you, is to teach you how to be hospitable, teach you how to be humble, teach you how to be good to people and respectful. Because once you teach that, then you can go anywhere, once you learn that. And then if you also understand the value of yourself and faith, and I say self in terms of our cultural and our heritage and who we are as a people, When you understand those things, and all of that comes, from family. So, just for, focus, and, definitely want to acknowledge the Annapolis LOC and all the members, excuse me, and the convener, Brother Troy, for continuing to do the work to bring families together and put a focus on family. And so I'm really excited about that. Tell us, Del, what family has meant to you and how important it is, for what you provided for your children now and what was poured into you by the people who built you up.
Well, for me, my kids, I got 3 kids. I got 2 boys and 1 girl, and uh, my ultimate goal, me coming from Robinwood in the Robinwood community, is the fact that from humble beginnings, but we really didn't understand that that was humble beginnings from where I was from. It really, to me, it was always a sense of community, and I think that's the most important thing. So so now that I'm able to provide and show my kids things in life, that some that I didn't learn when I was younger, and some that I learned, now that I'm an adult, and so my thing is just being able to make them better than I was, give them a better perspective, give them the knowledge that I didn't have, right? Because I think that's the most important thing that you could ever leave anybody with, and I'll give you an analogy with that. You know, most people say, well, the reason why you pay a mechanic, right? When your car breaks down, right? You usually don't know how to fix a car. Nowadays you have to be ASA certified, right? And so there's a certain certification based on the technology and the advancement of technology and being able to do that, right? But the key to that is basically just the knowledge. He went to school to learn how to do what it is to do with these new cars, whether it be your Tesla, whether it be your Rivian, whether it be any of the new automotives, the hybrids, and so on and so forth. So for me, it's always about the information. Because once you have the information, you can not say that you don't know, but now it's how you apply it. And so what I try to do with my kids is I try to apply the information. I try to let them know about stock trading. I let them see me doing it. Teaching them what support, resistance, and all of the other things that go into it with an SMA, all of these, the various terminologies and things like that, and one of the things that my kids like to play is the Roblox, you know what I mean? And so now my daughter, she's investing in that. She's like, Daddy, how much is Roblox today? Did it go up? Did it go down? Are we making money? So those are the things that we didn't know. And now that the technological advances that have been made as far as how you can trade now on your computer, on your phone, all of those things are very important. So those are the things that I try to instill in my children. Just the information, going to school, how education is important. Yeah, you can play sports and all of that, but if you got your mind right, reading, math, English, and all of those things, I think that's important. Because like in our community, when I was growing up, we seen a lot of stuff that my children today, I don't want them to see, but I want them to know about it and learn about it, but I don't want them to be involved. So the neighborhood I live in and all of those things is just better than what I grew up in. And I feel like if I can't do that, if I can't do that, but I feel like if I can't show them how to be better than I was, and sometimes they need that reminder, because, you can, once again, you can get too spoiled too. You can, and not have that point of view or perspective. So I think that balance is also important, to know what community service is, you know what I mean? And being a part of that and knowing what, what struggle is, and seeing, riding past and saying, what, my son riding past the corner and she's saying, Daddy, why does he have that sign? Why is he asking for money? You know what I mean? He said he need, the sign says, and being able to read it and say this, the sign says he will work for food. I said, because everybody doesn't have it like you do, son. You know what I mean? And you need to appreciate that. All of that right there is a possibility. But if you stay on point and you do what you need to do, hopefully, that won't be you. Because like I said, a lot of people didn't start off thinking that they would be homeless and all these other things that we see going on at this particular time. But, it's a reality. So I just try to instill that reality, the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, and hopefully they'll come to an understanding of their own.
Yeah, the value of you want to be able to provide your children, with more and a better opportunity than you had, right? The delicate balance is still, like you said, creating that instance of challenge to be able to overcome, so that when we're not there, they will have that fortitude that we went through, the things that we had to deal with. I always tell people, I love Annapolis. I was born in Annapolis, but I really got my real street education by living in Baltimore City, because I lived in some neighborhoods that were, a lot, there was some challenge there. My wife often makes make it very clear, that the street I lived on was nice as pie, which it was, but a 3 or 4 blocks away was White Lock and Callow, which is where they did the show The Corner, which now people see The Wire and they may not know about The Corner. But it was basically the same thing. It just talked about, what it was like. So being able to be in that environment, really helped me to learn how to survive. I caught the bus from Baltimore to Annapolis, which is the number 14, and like in 3rd grade, 4th grade by myself, every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just being on that bus for about an hour and a half, as an elementary school student, waiting on the bus on the corner, coming back, back and forth, just me, and so people be like, who is that little boy? So to the point where I became like a little fixture on the bus with the bus drivers, the lady on the corner store, building relationships, confidence. So what that did for me is now I travel anywhere around the world. My children have traveled beyond me. My youngest son, he's been to throughout Southeast Asia, South Africa, stayed in Manchester for a semester, so they've been able to take what experiences I've had and be able to grow with them. But also, like you said, being able to make sure that they understand that, you're living in a better space and time that I did. But definitely there are people out here who are, still dealing with a great deal of challenge, and how to have the compassion for that, and the willingness to be able to serve and help other people and not turn your nose down at them because they're not where you are. So, that to be able to instill that is phenomenal. And, we are real excited about the fact that you're going to be, performing tomorrow. So Del, while we got an opportunity, some of the other folks that's going to be getting in it in terms of performing, we got Messiah that's going to be live. We got Northeast Grooves, got some go-go, some gospel acts, on the show. For you, man, what has it been like, performing? Because you perform with the greatest, Melly Mel, wrote for Tupac, so as a result of that, what's it like to be able to come home and still be able to perform at that high level of caliber in terms of entertainment?
What I think is most important is that my love for music. My love for music. Let me give you some history, because I probably never talked about this. So my godfather and godmother, Barbara Jean and Bobo Butler, right? My godfather used to work for the city of Annapolis. Actually, he was the one that actually put down the Kunta Kinte plaque, right? And so that Kunta Kinte plaque that they had stole, the Ku Klux Klan had stole, he put down the other one, and he put it down so that you couldn't steal it the next time around. So what they used to do is they ran the kitchen at Carr's Beach Club, and which was one of the only, from my understanding, which was one of the only black clubs that they had in Annapolis, or should I say Maryland, but I believe Annapolis at that particular time. And so what they used to do was I used to want to go with them, and they would have like cook all the food in the kitchen and stuff like that, crab cakes and all of this, and like sell the dinners. But they used to have musical acts there. I couldn't go out into the actual, dance floor. Sometimes I would, but I couldn't go out to there because like they sold alcohol and things like that. And so I think that's where I caught the music bug, because it was live. People like James Brown, I think Sarah Vaughan, and all of these people would perform there before I even really knew who these people were. So from that perspective, I think for me, that's where it started. And so as I go up to current, me performing locally here before I moved to California, being in the go-go band, Those Boys, and all of those things, starting here with that, performing around town, doing local stuff, getting a chance to go to other places, Largo and stuff like that, open up for, what we considered back then were major league bands, your Air Raids, your EUs, and your Rare Essences, your Chuck Browns, you know what I mean? Whatever band that was, headlining, or that was a headline at that particular time. So for me, it's a great thing. It's always a good thing. I think being on point with your music is a great thing. And we go into the Tupac thing. When I first met Tupac, you talked about Bowie, and I've talked about this before as well as on my YouTube channel, Straight Game TV. Check that out if you haven't checked it out. But where we met was at Bowie State University, and rest in peace, Wampus. I want to say rest in peace to Wampus, because Wampus was the person that actually took me up there that night. You know what I mean? So I always got to give him his props. And then from there, it was just music. I got to shout out also my man Reds, producing my brother CX. He goes by now, but I call him Red. So like I said, he was the first guy that I really started producing with, as well as my cousin Joey Simbly. So I got to give all of those guys, the guys that I started with, and I got to give them their props. And so it was just a love of music and the thing that we had in common. I remember the 1155 building over Harbor House, 1150 building, where Reds had his studio, and we would just go in there and create. I still have some of those same songs on that tape today. So I mean, going to LA, doing music there, working with various people, co-writing and so on and so forth with your Melly Mel's, Tupac and so on and so forth. Being named co-writer next to 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, and all of those things through my work with Tupac is a phenomenal thing. But like I said, more importantly, at the end of the day, for me, it's always just been the love of music, because I think even on your dim, dark days, or the days that you might not be, feeling it, that music, that beat, that groove, that bass line, that melody, right? It just brings it all back for you. So I think there has to be a genuine love of music, and that's what it was for me. So coming back home and being invited back home, should I say, to the Family Day Festival, which is tomorrow, like you said, I hope everybody come out and just support and just make it about community. It's a phenomenal thing for me.
Hey man, well look, I'm definitely excited. The people are looking forward to it. Definitely want to hear what's going to be happening. They excited and pumped. We talked about the faith and how important it is to have faith, and that's what carries us on. I love the fact that you acknowledge those people that it's important, and this is back to family, to learn how to bless the bridges that bring you across, because people get over on the other side and they forget about the people who sacrificed, who was willing to put you out front, who didn't mind giving you the shine, who didn't mind driving for you, who didn't mind opening the door, who didn't mind spotting up, loaning you a couple of dollars so you could make sure you could get somewhere or be somewhere, or outfit tight so you would be fresh on stage. They wasn't shining, you know what I mean? They were shining through you. And so it's a blessing, man, and you'll be blessed, brother, for blessing the bridges that bring you across, because so many people, unfortunately, they don't realize the value in it, and they forget, and they don't pay homage, but as sure enough as you go up, like you said, there's some dark times, when the dark times come, you're going to need people to be in your corner. Speaking of family, we're going to bring up our brother. You can take a quick commercial break, but we're going to bring up our brother, Daryl Mooney. He's sitting in the green room waiting to come on. He and his brother created the Wealth Portal and tour it's coming in this weekend. They already in town in the DMV. They'll talk to you about Novacheck and a number of other things that they're doing in terms of financial investing. And so we're going to have an opportunity to talk about that, because Dell is trading as we speak. That's what's going on. So we got to be focused on our faith, on our family, but sure enough, in order to leave that legacy and to build what we need to build in our communities, our finances. So stay tuned when we come back, or when we come forward, we'll be joined by none other than Brother Daryl Mooney of the Mooney Twins, right here on the Peace in the Morning Show. There he is, my man. What's up, brother?
What's happening, my brother?
My main man, Apple Scrapple, Jack.
In the BMO.
No doubt about it. Be more city. They say
Yes,
be
sir.
Charm City. Be more careful. Hey, Daryl Mooney, let me introduce you to my good brother and homeboy, Delray. Y'all, as a matter of fact, I don't know if y'all run across each other's paths, but y'all are both out there on the West Coast, you know, doing your thing from the comedy investment side, and he doing it from the music investment side. So, you know,
doing it from the who?
The music investment side.
Music, okay, music. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know Shane Mooney, you know my brother, Shane Mooney.
No, I can't say that I do, but like I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now. It's a pleasure to meet you, brother. As well as your father was a very positive inspiration, truth teller. And so for me, first and foremost, just humbled to meet you, brother. And hopefully I will have an opportunity to meet your brother, you know, but it's a pleasure to meet you first and foremost.
Thank you. Make sure you get a chance to see, there's a special that Kevin Hart produces called The Right to Offend. It's on A&E channel. Check it out. It's a documentary on Black comedy. They feature me and my brother talking about my father and about comedy. But check it out. It's called The Right to Offend on A&E.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate all the accolades from my father, man.
Yeah, I thank you for that, and I'm definitely gonna check it out. Like I said, I just the way your father conveyed comedy, how he made it speak to your soul, and he was honest. But I didn't really take it as offensive, because I guess because I might be because I'm black or whatever, you know. But I always just thought he was a truth teller, and he didn't compromise his integrity, you know, most importantly. And I think that's the most important thing that I learned from him. He never compromised, you know, despite he might not have, you know, been invited to a lot of these, as you well know, these Hollywood functions and things like that when you say certain stuff about certain people, right? But he was his own man, and he lived that life, and you can do nothing but that and still be appreciated. He's one of the comedic legends of our time. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So ain't about him right now, though. Come on
with it. Hey, so look,
Demo.
Here we go. So check it out. The topic of today's show is faith, family, and finances. Faith, family, and finance.
Faith, family, and finance. Faith,
and you all
family,
have pulled,
and finance.
That's right.
Faith.
Y'all pulled together something, you know, that has been very instrumental in helping people understand the power of money as an energy.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And you bringing that this weekend. So
yeah,
what I want you to do is
we really want to, you know, right now there's a lot going on out here. The memes and the programming that go out here about poverty, no jobs, no this, no that, suffering, struggle, you know, all that goes on that we hear day to day, and all the programming that we get all the time and then it programmed, and then we see it on the outside, then it comes back on the inside, back on the outside. Poverty, struggle, depression, oppression, all these things that's destroying us, man. It's destroying our joy, it's destroying our building, it's destroying our unity, it's destroying our faith, it's destroying our families, it's destroying our finances. Well, a lot of that is because we are allowing these means and these programmings to come on in the inside, and then we create our reality from how we've been programmed. And then, that's the game. And the powers that be know this because they are masters at mind control. But we got to come back to the source. We got to come back to the source of prosperity, the source of abundance, the source of riches, the source of wealth is invisible. It comes from an invisible field. You can call it God, you can call it source, you can call it Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, whatever you want to call it. The I am, the Om, whatever you want to call it, you got to tune back into that source that's unlimited, that's prosperous, and tune into that and start creating your prosperity from the inside. And then you start manifesting it on the outside. The mind is very, very powerful. And I tell people all the time, you don't let money grow you. You grow your mind, and then you grow your money. Mind first, then money. You grow your money. You see, people don't understand the laws. There are laws and principles in order to manifest your financial reality on a wealth tip, how you define it. See, each of you may define wealth different from me. You see, and each individual has to define that for themselves. But I tell you what we do. We teach you not only how to put your mind on the money, but we give you the vehicles where you can create passive income. And a lot of folks don't understand passive income because they've been programmed to work like slaves, 9 to 5, get up in the morning and trade your physical labor for money instead of understanding how to make money while you sleep, right? How to make money while you sleep. I'm making money right now. How, instead of working hard for your money, let your money work hard for you. And people don't understand that. And it's a mindset. And these 1%ers that control the world, they understand that. But they control the minds of the people, and they make the people work for them while they just sit back. Look at all this money these people are making for us, and we be in struggle, pain, depression, suppression, oppression, depression, while they laughing all the way to the bank, and we crying broke every day. But it's a mindset, brother. We got to change the mind, brother. And if y'all think that money is a white thing, ain't got nothing to do with white thing. We created money. In fact, the Kemetans, or what they know of as Egyptians, the original black folks of civilization who created money. In fact, money was called hedge. What they call it today. See, they know this because that's where they learned it from when they was living in caves, and they came out of that wilderness, and they saw the divine civilizations that was prosperous and elegant and glamorous and powerful. It was the Kemetan civilization. That's where they learned from. So the original meaning of money in Kemet was called hedge. What do they call it today in America? When you got a big money, you call it a hedge fund. Hedge fund on Wall Street. Hedge funds. They know where they get it from, but we don't know. We don't know. We can create whatever we want to create. And that's what we're going to teach. Part of what we're going to be teaching with our vehicles of expressions of our wealth portal and all the multiple streams of income that we're going to talk about. But we want to first, in order before you can even deal with any of that, you got to change your mind, because you can't come in with a poverty mindset. Because some people can't handle money, man. Right now, you give them $1 million, they'll spend it the next day and give it right back to society. Like all them folks who win the lottery tickets, after 3 years, most of them are broke because they haven't created in their minds about money. They don't understand. They made the money, but they still have a broke mindset. You see, and they don't understand creating assets. They don't understand creating and growing their money. All they understand is spending their money. And I'm not so much talking about saving your money, because saving your money is a game too. Because think about it. Inflation goes up and you saving your little money, and inflation keeps going up, and you saving, and it's going up and going up. And all of a sudden the money you save can't match the price of the economy. What is gas today in Baltimore? I know in Los Angeles it's like $6-7 a gallon. Big money.
Yeah, it's about $5.50, between $4.50 and $5.50.
And people crying, right?
That's right.
I can't crying about it. They're crying about it. But the big folks don't matter. If you making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day, that don't mean nothing. So you grow your money and you keep your money ahead of inflation, and you can only do that through investing. You can only do that through passive income. You can only do that when your money is growing while you sleep. So when they play the game on you and they mess with the economy, because they do this on purpose, right? They mess to keep you in struggle, to keep you in poverty, to keep you stressed out, to keep you depressed. They do that on purpose, so you always struggling, so you can't think about creating your reality because you're staying in struggle. And then we kick back and we watch the rappers and the musicians and the comedians making millions and billions of dollars, and we think we can only do this through entertainment and sports. So what do? We raise our children to play sports. We raise our children to be entertainers. I have nothing against those things, but when that becomes the primary way for Black folks to create wealth, we got a problem. We don't teach them to be owners. We teach them to be players. We don't teach them to be owners. And so we've got to teach our folks to be entrepreneurs. We got to teach our folks to teach them about money, teach them about being investors, owners of business, teach them about multiple streams of income. Stop looking at entertainers and athletes to be our leaders, because all they know is what they know. You see, but if you look right now, today, brother LeBron James, I mean, he may not be the greatest, the GOAT of the sport. I think that's Michael Jordan or Bill Russell, but he is the GOAT of money making in the sport. First billionaire NBA basketball player while playing in the history of the sport. The only man who can come out with a tequila alcohol drink 1 week, become the #1 sale, and then the next week come out with a super health green drink.
Hey, I definitely want to get to him on that. You are absolutely right. I am a LeBron fan. I think he probably might be close to the GOAT, because he is a combination of Jordan and Magic, who I think are combinations of greatness. But you do have Oscar and you do have Bill Russell.
You got Oscar,
and you got Kareem.
Old school cats,
Kareem was a champion in high school, college, and the pros.
You can't,
but be that as it may,
Dr. J, I got to give Dr. J love.
You got to give Dr. J love.
He the one brought the ABA. Because of him, you wouldn't see all this flash and dash. They had to bring the whole ABA. NBA had to buy them because of him. I mean, it's like we didn't have greatness with Black men in sports since Black folks got in the game. So, they all the GOATs. Why can't they all be the GOATs? We got I want
to. You touched on something, and I'm a big fan of LeBron because of the fact that he's a family man. The fact that he is definitely an investor. He's invested in his community. One of the challenges that I have with people who build mega churches, you got a mega church, but you don't have a school. To me, your mega church is not a significant value, because if you're not building education for your children, if we're not controlling our education and we just controlling taking the wealth,
you talking about faith.
Big emphasis.
You
You
talking
know, that's
about
the
fake? You
problem.
see what they just had with that brother who got robbed, right? now you know when they now you know when they start coming in churches to rob you know folks is
times,
desperate out there
times
right
getting
now.
tough. But this, you know, LeBron might catch this show, and if he does, I want him to, you know, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is for all of the artists and entertainers that use their brands to sell alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And our time is getting short, so I'm gonna bring Dylan on this conversation, you know, so we can talk about the finance piece because he's also investing, and he's gonna be in town this weekend. So hopefully, you know, I put it in the chat so everybody can see, you know, where you're going to be and you know where we're gonna be this weekend in terms of promoting the Wealth Portal Tour and all the different platforms that you all have tapped into to help us be able to invest our money, learn the power of trading, both paper trading and on the stock market, as well as in cryptocurrency. You know, so we want to be able to let people know you can come up front and in person and get that wealth of information to change our mindsets so that we can be prepared when the checks start to come in. We'll know what to do with it. Whatever value of money you have, you'll know how to be able to utilize that. It's not how much, is what you do with it when you get it, right? And so we want to be able to fix that mindset. But the one thing I want to tap on real quick, and I want to send this message to all of my brothers, I said Tupac, Diddy, Michael Jordan, LeBron, anybody else that has gone out and purchased is now attaching their brand to alcohol, okay? Alcohol is responsible for the destruction of the Native Americans. Let me bring it up. And still today, alcohol is responsible for 50% of the homicides in America. 1 out of 2 homicides, alcohol is involved. Alcohol is also 50% of the time involved in domestic violence issues. Domestic violence is what's causing the violence in our community. It's not, you know, the guns and all that stuff. That's an after fact. It's the trauma and the drama and the domestic violence that's taking place in the home that's creating that violence inside them young people before they even get out into the street to make them want to kill somebody else or anybody else for that matter. And last but not least, 50% of sexual assaults, rapes. 1 out of 4 girls in college are raped, sexually assaulted. They're raping each other in the military. They're police officers are sexually assaulting people. I want you to understand the destruction of alcohol in our communities. And if you look at where we are in the state of Maryland and Baltimore City, but you can go anywhere. Look at it, go do the research because I did it already. Anywhere where you see an overconcentration of liquor stores, you will see an overemphasis of gun violence and homicides. They sit right on top of each other. So, and in those same cities where you see very few liquor stores, like in Baltimore, where you are right now, in the upper north, east part of Baltimore, they don't have a whole lot of liquor stores. Guess what? Not a whole lot of gun violence. But where they got 3 and 4 liquor stores in Park Heights, Liberty Road, Greenmount, North Avenue, all on the east side, whole lot of liquor stores, whole lot of gun violence. So I want us to just understand, put people over profit, especially when you're already making billions of dollars. There's no need for you to go poison us and put that out there. That's not really something that's helping us. So I want to drop that on us real quick because that's impacting our community and it's destroying our liver.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I want to say something to that though.
Come on with it.
I want to say something to that. You know, I've heard that for a long time, but I don't know if it's the actual alcohol. I think it's because wealthy folks, they drinking alcohol all the time, and they ain't killing each other. Wealthy folks drink alcohol to keep the reason why they all selling tequila. People got to understand tequila. Tequila is the only alcohol been proven that does not bring you down after the high. You know, most of alcohol puts you up and then you drop down. The motivational speakers, the elite, why they drink tequila, because tequila doesn't bring you down, drop you down. It keeps you up. That's why they all, like the Michael Jordan got the top tequila, LeBron got a top. They just did a study on LeBron's tequila, internationally said he's got the top tequila. That's why they all sell tequila, because it doesn't drop you down. LeBron James, before his game, he's drinking his wine, he's drinking tequila. He ain't never harmed his family. He ain't never shot his wife. All he's doing is building schools and giving back to the community. So I don't know if it's so much the alcohol. I think it's the depression, suppression, oppression, the reasons why we are drinking alcohol, because we're already feeling bad and we're looking for alcohol to feel good and to put us in a different reality. You see, because I'm saying again, the wealthy folks, they don't drink alcohol and go kill their community.
No, so this definitely is a great conversation, and I appreciate the education, right, on tequila. What I want us to understand, though, there's something else called fetal alcohol syndrome, right, and that basically is when the womb is filled with alcohol and those babies are swimming in it. So here's the key, and here's the key about, and we definitely have to do the research, and I'm gonna go look into it because I believe in doing the research, right?
Yeah.
But one of the keys to alcohol is that alcohol has lead in it, and lead is also in these urban centers that we're talking about, is also in the water. Lead is also in the paint. And so if you add alcohol to that, now you got a deadly cocktail. And don't forget the lack of food deserts, the food deserts that are in our communities that don't exist in those communities, those people you're talking about. So they got fresh fruits and vegetables. We eating MSG, monosoonial glutamate, which is another killer, right?
Yeah.
On the taste bud. And so when you put all of that together on top of the stressors that you mentioned, right? Because what does exist in those rich families' homes is domestic violence. You just don't see that part, right? Yeah. So to your point, I think it's very important that we understand the dynamic and the breakdown.
Well, the biggest drugs in our community is sugar.
Without question, which also has the same kind of impact. It kills the brain. It destroys the brain before you can even develop it fully.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you realize and the parents be wondering why they can't control their children. They done gave them sugar frosted flakes in the morning.
From the jump street. They
sitting up in school, fidgety like drug addicts, waiting for lunch, waiting for some more sugar. I mean, the sugar is the number one legal drug on the planet, man.
No doubt.
I mean, we being hit from all levels, man. And the lead, the alcohol, the drugs on the streets, all of it.
Which goes back to
what we gonna do about it?
Well, it's to change the mindset. That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna change the mindset, and that's the whole focus of being able to focus on faith, family, and finances. Daryl, I want to give you an opportunity to weigh in on the financial conversation and just share again your process to the extent that you will with regard to being able to make your money while you sleep. And then we're gonna share Daryl and DWayne Mooney, the Mooney Twins. They're gonna be here today. They're gonna be doing something
at the DoubleTree. Where are we at, man?
It's DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, Baltimore North. 1726. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up right up on the screen. Bam, there it is. The seminar up close and personal with Daryl and DWayne Mooney at DoubleTree by Hilton, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'll be there this evening at 6 p.m. I got a roll to something else in DC, but I'll be there first to help kick y'all off at 6 p.m. And then coming right behind that the next day on Saturday. So if you can't get there Friday evening, then you want to get there Saturday, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's going to be hands-on step-by workshop. So they're going to have some music,
Can you see that? Can you see that?
Let me bring you up a little closer.
Can you see that number?
No. Is it a phone number or is it
my brother just sent me a message.
Drop it down a little bit.
Can you see that?
Nah. We can't see it.
Well, it says my brother just inboxed me, said today my commissions were $13,350.
Right. Fresh off Novatech.
Yeah. $13,350.
And that's a weekly, that's a weekly commission, correct?
That's a weekly commission. $13,350. Now
So
you
that-
tell me who's making $13,350 passive while he sleep.
Which is the reason why y'all want to come out this weekend. And then Sunday, you got a millionaire brunch at the garage, 6 East Lafayette Street from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The phone number's in the chat. So you got 3 different days to get your mindset changed, to plug in so you can earn your weekly commission like we're able to do through Novatech. Come on out, hear from the Mooney Twins. Don't forget this weekend, we're going to be with none other than Del Funk, Messiah, Northeast Groovers in Annapolis, Maryland. We're going to bring family together starting at 9 a.m. at 935 Spa Road in Annapolis, Maryland. So you want to come out and check that out and support that. And as soon as you come off the field with Del, we're going to make that way up to Baltimore City and get some of that Charm City love and some of that Charm City money from our good brothers to change our mindset around the money.
And ain't going to be no alcohol there either. Ain't gonna, hey, Darius, ain't gonna be no tequila there. Ain't gonna be no drugs there. It ain't gonna be nothing but natural highs, maybe some Vita coconut water. We we don't do that stuff, but we do want to say on a serious tip, look, if you want to change, Dennis Kimbrough wrote a book. I know you know who Dennis is, Darius. Dennis Kimbrough wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. And he wrote a few books. Then his last book is called The Wealth Choice, Secrets of Black Millionaires. And his study of Black millionaires, in his study, all of them, every single one of them came from nothing or less than nothing, and became millionaires or billionaires. And why were they able to do that? He says because they changed their minds. What they saw on the outside of them, they saw poverty, they saw struggle, but what they created in their own minds was the belief that they can become millionaires. And they kept that belief in their heads, and they attracted all their resources on the people that they needed to come to them. And also what released in their consciousness was something called the ROS, the reticular activating system. ROS is like a GPS system. When you put that vision in your head of what you want, all of a sudden that ROS goes looks for it in the peripheral vision. It just goes look for it. It'll just see opportunity because you created it in your mind first. See, but if you're always creating poverty in your mind, always creating struggle in your mind, always creating oppression, that's what you see. And that's what you create. But if you create it on the inside first and use your imagination, then you'll start creating it on the outside. And this is what we got to get locked into. Now, when it comes to the vehicles of what we create, like the company we call Novatech or the other companies or any opportunity you have, Del Ray and his music industry, you and what you do with your radio and all the things that you do. When you see yourself being successful in that, then you back it up and do the work. You'll have an easier way to prosperity because you're not just doing physical labor. You also got to use your imagination. That's why these rich folks just sit back. We be wondering, why do they stay so wealthy? I live in a community in Los Angeles that we just moved into. And I looked in the community. I said, I love the vibe. It's like it's a wealthy upscale area. And the air is different. You see, even when you breathe the air. But we still in LA. But why is the air different? It's something that we call prana or mana or chi. When you have a people of a community, and they call it a small business community. And when you go outside, all you see is transactions going on. Transactions is going on all day. Transactions, businesses, people feeling good, people uplifted, people, because there's money being transacted, there's business going on. That uplifts a community. That's why we talk about recycling black dollars, But how you gonna recycle something you don't have? How you gonna recycle something you don't have? If you don't have it, all you feel was spreading around is depression and lowering the collective consciousness of the community. But when you start recycling, you start upgrading, you start making that money, and that you got that transaction going on, the company, the whole community starts uplifting, starts raising up. The vibration of the community raises up, the frequency, the energy. And this starts with us, the individual. See, the collective is only as strong as its links. You create multiple strong links, then the chain gets strong. That's the community. And it don't take everybody to do it. It doesn't take everybody to do it. It just takes a number of people to do it. Then all of a sudden, all them people that's looking for what's happening, watching what's happening, and not making it happen, they join in to the collective because they want to be a part of the raising of the vibration. So that's all we're doing, man. We just coming in here to make a small difference in the community, to show people a different way to make it happen, an easier way, something that they may not never have heard before. Absolutely. There you go. Speak it to the power of the word, brother.
A big difference. You making a big difference in the community. Daryl, I'm gonna let you jump on in here, and then we're gonna get on out of here. Hey, Daryl, man, I always appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you tonight, man. Thank you so much, King.
My man Darius. My man Darius. That's my man.
You got the floor, Daryl.
Are you the mayor of the community yet, brother? You're not the mayor yet?
Nah. We pushing more government right now. I appreciate it. Hey, look, I gotta get to that multi-billionaire status. That multi-millionaire status in the mind. We already at the millionaire, but we gotta get to that multi-millionaire so we can help other people. That's what it's all about. But I got that mindset focused. But go ahead, Dallas, on you, Dallas.
Let me say a few things in regards to what the brother just said. I understand what he's saying and where he's coming from, right? But I think a lot of times in our community, and as well as, like he said, he mentioned in the programming aspect of what's going on, it's what you see. If you see poverty, that's usually what you associate with your current surroundings. So a lot of times it's not even having to get out of the neighborhood from a relocation standpoint, but more importantly, it's about being able to go places. And I'm going to give you a prime example of that. When I was coming up, Brother Carl Snowden, I was down at Robinwood one day down in my neighborhood. Darius, you know what it was like. He was going to this Boys and Girls Club thing in DC. And I think it was one of the big meetings that they would have. And it was a lot of people, politicians and so on and so forth, right? And he was like, hey, do you want to go with me? I was like, yeah, I'll go. He said, put on, some nice clothes or whatever. And so I went there, right? And what I saw was, I saw a success. Not that I hadn't seen it from that perspective before, maybe on TV or whatever, but I sat in a room at this long table with people who were influential, who had money. And it was like, in the way they talked, the way they handled themselves, how everything went down, it inspired me. And so a lot of times, I think more so than just money, I think it is being inspired by not just LeBron James, because LeBron James is an anomaly. When we talk about having wealth, I would think more it would be in our local community. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where it starts. LeBron James made money playing basketball. Let's be clear. So the kickstart and the finances that he earned, which he did rightfully invest in other entrepreneurial endeavors, made him who he is today. But I like to say, more importantly, it's about what you see. And if you can see different, go somewhere, people who take you in your local community. Because LeBron, like I said, the school, all of the things that he's done is very, very, they're very great things that he's done. But LeBron, I can't raise my children off of what LeBron has done. I have to raise my children off of what I can show them, right? And the positive influences from the people that they are closest to, who they listen to and see by the power of example each and every day. And so when we deal with that, that's the thing that has to happen. I can come to any event in the world. If I don't understand the financial language and all of the things that someone's talking about, it still sounds like what they call it, rocket science, if you will, because I don't know.
Let me ask you this though, Del. Because the parallel that you make is a great one, right? In terms of being able to have the touch, your local, somebody that you can actually feel and touch and see is very important. I totally agree with you. But I also agree that, and I'm sure you'll agree, that we live in a society that profits off of our trauma through entertainment programming. And so when we have a positive influence that is that of a LeBron, because the other issue is, unfortunately, mass media. The reason why I even started doing this whole communication, right now I have 3 different shows that I produce and host. I've got 3 different documentaries I'm working on right now. The reason I got started here is because I learned that mass communication is really what's controlling how we behave, how we eat, how we drink, how we spend. And so when we have an opportunity to highlight and focus on somebody in that mass space that is doing that, then we could use both the local and the highlight, because they out there. I mean, you can't get them away from it. And hey, look, in my house, my children, until they was grown, didn't start playing stuff that was a whole lot of cussing in it, because they knew in my house, that's just not something you're not going to hear, right? You're not going to hear that, you know what I mean? So being able to create that culture immediately, but that influence is definitely out there. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in, that is kind of, in my opinion, a best of both worlds.
True. Now, what I want to say to that is, you got to understand, well, who controls what we see involving LeBron James? You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, so today, he's being touted as one thing. LeBron makes a statement in regards to Brittany Griner, and then you see this other thing that happens in regards to that. And now, people, once again, so you can't trust somebody giving you that message. You just said it yourself. You said when your children were coming up, they couldn't listen to certain kinds of music in your house because you didn't allow it. And that type of activity and information, it starts at home. Michael Jordan, the same thing. Michael Jordan, from what most people, he didn't really, Pac even spoke on it. You say Michael Jordan rushed down here to play basketball with these white kids, but him just showing up in the neighborhood would probably dynamically change a lot of kids' life. But he never really did that. You understand what I'm saying? And so now we talk about, what they selling and so on and so forth. Man, I'm here to tell you right now, look, Darius, you see right now, I'm on the stock market. As I speak to you, I'm making money, right? And nobody came to my neighborhood and told me how to invest, what a 50 SMA was, what a 9 SMA is. You know what I mean? Yesterday let's talk about money being made, to know how to take your money right now in your home and say, you know what? They have a platform. I'm not talking about the other platform that they have out there where people have it on their phone. I'm talking about learning how to invest your money in securities, not crypto, but securities, where you can say yesterday, Amazon went from, they did a split. Amazon, let's just talk. I'm just going to give you this. Amazon did a split. It went from $2,000 something to 144. They shorted it down to 100, right? Like I said, most people don't know. Okay, let me buy it at 100. Yesterday, Amazon shot to 139 from 122. There are people making millions of dollars right now as we speak. And I love the brother Mooney talking about, like, in 1 week. But if you understand what this is and what this means for your children, for your future, there are people making $50, $60, $70,000 a day, right? But most of the times we don't have the capital, right? Like he said, talking about the hedge funds and things of that nature, right? We don't have the capital to be able to start, because that's what it really takes to be able to get into the market and really make an investment. But like I said, if you work in a regular job, you can start every paycheck you get, you can invest $100 in Amazon. You can, these are companies, right, that have made Jeff Bezos. They laughed at him. I remember my wife when she was going to school, when Amazon was just selling books, and she would take her books, recycle them, and sell them back to another student who might be coming into school, learning the same thing or taking the same thing, and sell her books. So a lot of times it's the lack of capital and being able to invest in something, or learning how to invest your money from a grassroots level, and not, like I said, all of this other stuff that's going on. This is where it starts. And the financial literacy and learning about that, learning, the things that you can do right here, right now, from your home, from your computer, from your desktop, and really actually learning that. That's what we need to know. I remember, Darius, if you remember, on West Street, Warren Buffett, this was before they had the computers and all of that stuff. And we didn't really know anything about this. You would have to walk into that Warren Buffett office on West Street over there by the mall if you wanted to buy shares of stocks and things of that nature, or know somebody, some kind of broker, somebody in New York. You don't have to do that no more. It's the same with the music. You used to have your CD in a store. You don't have to do that no more. So the entrepreneurial mindset has to change, and you have to want it. And I'm going to tell this to Brother Mooney. I like what you're doing, but what I understand about life, and even giving people the information, and it's powerful that he's doing it, but everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. And everybody don't want to go. Some people have to be a consumer. And that's just the way it is. And so, even if you're talking to 100 people, let's say 45 of them get it and make a move. Let's say 25 out of the 45 are successful. You've done a great job, And so that's the thing that I think needs to take place more so than anything, being able to say, hey, look, here's an example of what you can do with your money right now. Because there's a lot of money, from $100 on Amazon to $139. That's $39 a share. Stocks don't move like that. You're talking about, and I'm not talking about the cryptocurrency thing. To me, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. That was a fraud. That's a sham. That's a sham. And I, like I said, I've studied it. The NFT world and all of those things like that. I'm telling you right now, don't invest your money in that. People have lost their life savings. You have companies right now that have filed for bankruptcy, and people have lost their life savings. But I will tell you this, there are commodities, your Honeywells, your Amazons, your Googles. These companies are going to be around for the next 100 years. And these are the things that we need to be investing in, because like I said, each and every day, people are becoming millionaires. But the first thing we need to understand is financial literacy, because it's not money, it's what you do for it. And I like what the Brother Mooney said in regards to, because right now I'm making my money work for me. I'm not working for my money. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's that same mentality. But I think as a part of this, once you learn how to sell stocks and trade and do things like that, once you know how to short a stock and sell a stock short, oh man, it's a powerful thing, because they making money both ways up. They making it going up and they making it coming down. And I don't think people really understand that. They just thinking that, once it go up, no. Amazon went down to 133 to 139 this morning, right? And now it's back up to 136. There are people making money as we speak right now. And so I like what the Brother Mooney is saying. So, it's real powerful when we talk about it, but the financial literacy part of it, like I said, and I'm gonna show you one more time, Darius. I'm watching it and I'm doing it right now. I've also, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna leave you with this. I've also set up some of my own proprietary scanners. So when I'm trading stocks right now, I can look right here on my computer and it'll tell me what's running, what's moving, the volume, the volatility, and all of those things, right? So you don't really have to have that, the know all be all. You just have to have the sense of wanting to do something better than what you're doing right now. But I'm gonna say it one more time. Everybody can't go, and they don't want to go.
So it's a couple of things you said that I want us to really hone in on. Number one, I just want to encourage anybody, the people that are watching the show right now, please share this show, okay? Because first of all, you have two brothers who are talking to you about the shift in mindset, because that's number one. Number two, the reason why everybody's not willing to go is because some people are stuck on the program. They like it, right? Some people have got so used to eating stuff that's garbage that when they eat something that's real, they don't even want it, right? And last but not least, the fact that we have a diversity, because regardless of what it is that you're dealing with, you got to be able to do two things. This is out of anything else. Well, so first, share the show so people can be educated and enlightened to being able to change your mindset this weekend when you go to the Annapolis Family Day and you're in that environment, that high vibration of family. Also, when you get an opportunity to hear from Brother Mooney as he explains how we need to change our mindset around wealth, because we think poor, we think broke, we talk broke in a lot of instances. We don't talk as if we are talking in abundance. We don't talk as if we're part of a legacy of people who actually created money. We think that the only people that created money are the people on the dollar bills and the coins that we see, not us, when that really did. And he broke down where it came from. So I want people to really share this, because there's so much information in this hour and 15 minutes that we've been on the air that I want people to make sure that they get it out to our community. Lastly, being able to decipher the different ways of being able to tap into wealth, right? And being able to make sure that do your research and your homework. A lot of people are not going to do research. They're not going to do homework. They're not even going to sit down long enough to be able to take the time to set up not only an account, but then the fact that you got scanners and things that are actually in place to make sure you can track the market, because now this has become a part of your daily activity. So the change in the mindset, the change in focus in terms of making sure we tap into financial literacy, not just from saving money, making money from a job, but how can I generate that passive income, and even the value of being able to have multiple streams, right, and diversify. So I want to thank you, brothers, for your work, for your effort, for your time and your energy. And obviously, we could definitely have a round two of this conversation, because we talked about a lot of different dynamics in this conversation. And Brother Mooney, I'm going to let you hit it, and then we're going to split it, and we're going to roll. Make sure you can go look all up in the chat. Thank you, Janice Lloyd, for riding with us with this information today, Queen. I appreciate you. But make sure y'all share this show, get it out there as many groups as you can, because we need our people to change our mindset. That is the key. I learned something, and I hope you did too. Brother Mooney?
Yeah, I wanted to say, I don't know what he's talking about when he did some cryptocurrency. More than 100,000 new millionaires have been created in the last 12 months in cryptocurrency around the world.
I think it's a difference. This
is a cryptocurrency card, Crypto.com, who bought the Staples Centers in Los Angeles that the Los Angeles Lakers play out of. Cryptocurrency, Crypto.com. I got so much money on this card, so I don't know what he's talking about. But he can say what he want to. I got documentation, beats conversation. Come to my meeting, and I show you how I'm making people around the world money and retiring people off cryptocurrency, off the Forex market, which is international currency, off gold and silver, the whole piece. So I diversify. Cryptocurrency is a new thing on the block. For me, it's all illusion. The stock market ain't nothing but the businesses of America going up and down. Cryptocurrency is nothing but technology meets mentality that's going up and down. It's just a new international kid on the block that's shocking the world, because it's the people's currency, and the banks and the international financial institution is scared as hell out of it because the people are controlling it. And every time they try to get control of it, they can't get control of it, and it keeps on moving and it keeps on grooving, and they can't stop it, and they won't stop it. And I don't care if it's Mickey Mouse money, long as I can spend it and make money and grow it, I'm good, because it's all an illusion. I'm just playing the game and winning. So,
well, let me say this. Let me say this, if you will. My comment or my statement wasn't a diss to anybody that feels like that they want to invest their money in whatever they want to invest their money in. But there's a risk tolerance, right? And for the most part, the crypto market, and let me, because I know a little bit about that too. The crypto market basically was hedged on margin. So for the people who once got into it, once the story broke, it was already too late. I was on the crypto thing in 2007, right? I'm talking about in its infancy, and I knew what that was and what that was about. And so when you talk about the other aspects of it, meaning the blockchain in which and how it moves, right? I understand all of that. So my thing is just like with stocks or any investment, real estate, and so on and so forth. There's a risk tolerance, and people must understand what it is that they're getting into. And if they do not have the knowledge of it, right, there was a chance that you might lose your money. That's on the stock market also. So I don't want nobody to be delusional about it. But what Darius also talked about is doing your due diligence. I've seen a lot of people, as I'm sure you, Mr. Mooney, have seen people come. And I wouldn't relate this to you. Like I said, when I understand what you're saying is multiple streams of income in what you're doing. Like I said, I don't know about what you're doing, so I can't really speak on that. What I was speaking towards was basically from the perspective of the people, the couple of companies that have just filed bankruptcy. They basically stop people from trading and getting their money out of crypto and so on and so forth. Mr. Mooney, let me give you this. I have a Coinbase account.
No, let me just say this. We're gonna pull in about 2 minutes. We're gonna wrap. So I'm gonna give you 60. I'm gonna give him 60 to respond, and I'm gonna say peace and love, and that's how we're gonna roll it. I appreciate you.
Because like I said, I have a Coinbase account, right? You know what I mean? And I've looked into NFTs and things of that nature. And like I said, the Ethereum, as well as all of these other coins and things like that. Like I said, the market is just like the music industry right now is saturated. You know what I mean? And so I don't know who you're dealing with, but like I said, I like the Visa crypto card that you have. I've also seen that, and I'm aware of that. So like I said, me personally, not going against anything that you're doing, but just trying to inform the people that there's a risk to reward ratio in any investment that you take. And more importantly, please do your due diligence before you go and invest in anything. And that's anything that I'm saying or anything that anybody else is saying.
And if you want to catch DWayne live, you can see brother tomorrow, Saturday, at the Annapolis Family LOC Day, 935 Spar Road. Go check him out. The brother's phenomenal. You get a chance to talk to him personally, understand what he's doing from a financial literacy and investing perspective. I'm sure he'll have that conversation with you. And also our good brother Mooney with his brother DWayne will be in Baltimore. The information is in the chat. He'll be there Friday tonight, 6 p.m. at the DoubleTree in Randallstown. Also in Saturday, he'll be there Saturday evening. And then Sunday is a brunch. Again, changing the mindset. So I'm just so excited about the fact that our community, our brothers, is 3 black men talking faith, talking family, and talking finance. Brother Mooney, it's on you.
Come on out, raise your consciousness, make this money, create your wealth. Our whole theme is it takes a village to raise a millionaire. But don't just be the one that helps somebody make money. Be the one that wants to be helped to make money, because it does take a village to raise a millionaire, and a millionaire mind is a terrible thing to waste. So we'll see you all this evening. Let's have some fun, because we're going to put the fun back in the funds. So y'all come on out. Let's have some fun. Let me show you the documentation, all the people that we are changing financial lives across America. People who are making money, people who are retiring, doing Forex market, doing gold, doing silver, doing cryptocurrency, research companies. We have people investing for us. While you earn, while you learn, you can learn all you want to about investing, But what we do is get experts to invest for us, and we receive profits every week, every day, every month, depends upon the program. We have the wealth portal, but the wealth portal starts within you. You got to create that wealth inside, then you can create it on the outside. So come on out, let's have some fun. Here to talk, and we ready for BMO.
All right. Hey, this is Darius A. Stanton. We want to just thank Brother Troy X, Sister Eartha Harris, and all the people that are working to pull this weekend together. Brother Mooney, Brother DelRay, thank y'all so much. I love you, Kings. Hey, look, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you tonight. This is Darius A. Stanton with the Peace in the Morning Show. We're going to roll out like we started with the Queen Ayasudabe, my mother in Gambia. As a matter of fact, go to her website right now, queentotheworld.com. We're launching a cosmic manifestation, and she is selling her art right now on NFTs that'll be breaking this weekend, Del, as a matter of fact. So we're going to be selling that up, pushing it out so you can get us some of your rich LA friends to buy some of my mother's artwork. And then I can bring it back from Gambia so they can have both the digital art and they can have a live art-based cosmic manifestation that broke in 5 years ago in Casablanca, Morocco. So I need to make sure that I push my mother's music and her art too, so my grandchildren can live off of that. Love y'all much. Peace in the morning.
Discrimination is the ability to see the real truth, and no matter what you read or see on TV, it always deals with you. So be patient, unbelievable, and please be kind. Keep discrimination and discipline in the back of your mind, and be lovable and understanding, and obedient to your truths, cause these are the only real.
Hey, this is Darius A.
Oh, these are the only
Appreciate it to all your group, all your friends, all your family. You heard the discussion, and if you haven't heard it, go back and watch it. This is financial literacy lesson. Peace in the morning. Happy Friday, baby.